Now at this time, I'm going to close the Data Store Administration tool, and I'm going to return to Working Papers. Before opening a client file, I want to set up my global security settings. So now we're going to look at creating global groups. From the opening screen, I'm going to click the arrow in the upper left-hand corner of the screen and select Tools, Protection Setup, which opens the Administrator Login screen. I'm going to sign in again as a supervisor, and that opens the Global Users and Groups dialog. Anything set up here will be available in any client file that has protection turned on. I'm going to maximize this so it takes up the whole screen and we can have a better look at this. So the 3 users that I selected earlier have now been brought in as global users, and they're listed on the left. I can add other users here manually by clicking the Add button on the lower left. So I'm going to add myself. And I could make myself an administrator. Any new user added here is also part of the global users, but will not have Active Directory integration capabilities. So let me just finish this up. And I'm keeping it really simple here today, and I'll click OK. So Todd has been added to the global users, although Todd is not part of the Active Directory. Now, to add a new group, we can also click the Add button on the Groups side and complete the desired properties in the Group, Rights, Case View, and Members tab. So let's run through creating this group. I'm going to create an admin group. I'm not going to worry about the rates or planning rate, but I do want to assign the global group to all client files. And in case that group already exists, I'm going to override the local group with the same name and click OK. Wait, before I click OK, I need to click on the Rights tabs. Now for my administrators, I'm going to allow them to do everything. So that means every single command under every category I'm going to select. So for protection, they have all the rights to those commands. For the filing, again, I'm going to select everything. Okay, and moving on to engagement, I'll select all of those. Account dialog and browse, the working trial balance, mappings. Now documents is probably the more important category for the rest of the groups because this determines who can access what documents, what they can do with those documents, whether they can sign them off or not. Again, I'm going to be selecting everything in these, but please be aware that you have a lot of commands available to you, so you can really control who has access to what when we're dealing with this information. Tools, and finally my tools options are all selected. So in the rights, I can specify what rights the user has assigned to this group would have. Now for each category, as you saw, we had a host of commands available to us that can be activated by checking the checkboxes. Now I'm going to leave the Case View tab as it is. That's our default Case View access level, and there's a whole bunch of other information related to Case View protection when we're dealing with the Enable Edit mode that we're not going to be able to get into today. And on the Members tab, I'm going to select Todd as a member of this new group and click OK. So I've got the Administrators group with Todd selected as an administrator, and over here we can see that Todd is slightly grayed out and he's added to that particular group.